Hey guys, this is Chris from Icarus Media, and today we're talking about marketing analytics. Now, did you know that only about 22% of companies actually understand how customers are using their website from an analytic point of view? Which means about 78% of businesses and companies struggle with understanding how customers are using and engaging with their website. Is your company leveraging marketing analytics? Marketing analytics and metrics should be rooted in your marketing strategy and campaign. It should be one of the first things that you're really looking at before creating a strategy to familiarize yourself with where you've been. As they say, you can't know where you're going until you know where you've been. So understanding your analytics does a number of things. First and foremost, it allows you to understand the user experience of your website. We call it UI, UX, user interface and user experience. You can tell if people are staying on certain pages, if they're moving through your website as you would like them to, what we would call a buyer journey. It also allows you to see if people are coming to a page and immediately leaving. And these are all very important things when it comes to optimizing your website. Also, analytics, probably one of the biggest things is understanding your ROMI, or return on marketing investment. If you have an e-commerce site or you sell a product or service directly through your site, you want to see individuals or buyers come to your site, work their way through the website. Maybe they've read a blog or a piece of content. They've come to the product or service. You can see that they've clicked on it, added it to the cart. And as we all know, we all add things to our cart and actually don't buy them. So we want to be able to analyze those that did add to cart and actually purchased it. What other pieces of material were they looking at that maybe helped them make that decision to purchase the product or service? Another large component of analytics is benchmarking. As we said before, you don't understand where you're going until you know where you've been. So you have to set some benchmarks. We have to understand what is your current traffic. How many pages are people viewing per session when they come to your website? So let's say they come to your website, are they looking at one page? Are they looking at 10 pages? What is their buyer journey? So setting some benchmarks is going to be very important with understanding which campaigns are successful and which ones probably need a little bit of tweaking. Analytics are a great way of gauging interest. As you look to see which pages have the most traffic, maybe you're noticing that a blog or white paper or even a video that you made is really getting a ton of traffic, and you're noticing a pattern. For instance, maybe you've made articles of plumbing and you're noticing that a lot of people are coming to, I've dropped my wedding ring down the sink, or I've lost a piece of jewelry. Finding other articles that are more DIY focused might actually bring more traffic to your site, and when they're ready and they cannot actually take care of the problem themselves and they can't DIY it, they'll contact you. So gauging interest is also a very important part of understanding analytics. And my personal favorite with analytics is optimization opportunities. Say that 7 times fast. Every website can use optimization, right? There's always something that you can tweak or improve to make the user experience that much better. And not every time someone comes to your website is it specifically about buying or selling something. It could just be a great branding opportunity. It could be an opportunity for them to just learn more about you. So understanding analytics allows you to build the best mousetrap possible. So there are literally hundreds of different types of analytics that you can reference, but if you stick to these 4, I will give you a pretty good idea and a good pulse on how your website is doing. First and foremost, bounce rate. It doesn't matter if you have 10,000 people a day coming to your website. If 9,999 of them come to your website and then immediately leave within a few seconds, that is really going to hurt your SEO ranking. That's going to hurt your ability to move them through your website, to help educate and close sales on that. Bounce rate essentially means that they come to your website and they bounce right out. So having a high bounce rate is something you have to keep an eye on. If you can have a bounce rate around 30 to 40%, that's pretty good. Obviously, the lower the better. But if you're hovering around 70, 80, 90% and up, that should be a key indicator that your home page or whatever page a customer is coming to is not finding value in that or not finding the answer that they need. So you got to keep an eye on bounce rate. With bounce rate comes time on page. Time on page is simply that, how long someone has spent looking at that specific page on your website. If you have a very low time on page, that's not necessarily bad. It could be that they came to your page and got the piece of information that they exactly needed. But if they come to the page and they're there for 20 seconds and everyone's leaving, it's more than likely that something needs to be optimized on that specific page. So keep an eye on time on page. And then the last two is really traffic, right? We do want traffic to come to the site, so you want to keep an eye on traffic. You know, obviously more traffic is good, but I would much rather have 500 visitors come to the site, have a 10% bounce rate and average 4 to 5 minutes on page, than have 10,000 with a 90% bounce rate and 5 seconds on page, right? We get the idea, so to speak. And then traffic sources. Now, traffic sources are talking about, are they organically coming to your site? Is it coming through a referral site? Is it direct traffic, meaning people know exactly which website they want to go to? You'd be surprised, a lot of people go to Google, type in the website, and then click to the website through there. Social media and email, these are all analyzing different traffic sources, and you want to have a nice mix of that. So if you are engaging in email marketing and social media, and you properly SEO optimized your site, that you're seeing a good disbursement of traffic coming to your site. Obviously those analytics are great when you're talking specifically about a website, but what about email marketing? What about social media marketing? There is analytics on all of these, and there's lots of different tools you could use. We like some heat mapping software, obviously Google Analytics, your email provider or your email software. MailChimp, for instance, has some really great analytics that hook well into websites. Having different analytics from different sources is by far the best way to get a true pulse on how your marketing tactics are doing. Yes, Google Analytics is great, but sometimes they don't go into as much detail as, say, using something like Moz or SEMrush, which is a specific keyword tool. If you want to learn more about marketing analytics and other marketing services, check us out on our website, read some of our content, our videos, blogs, white papers, connect with us on social media, and we'll see you on the next video.